Hello, my name is Nathan Nee, and I'm going to be talking about Lynchburg City in Lynchburg, Virginia. Just a brief overview before we dive into the hunger aspects of Lynchburg. Lynchburg has a slightly lower health index score when compared to the rest of the state of Virginia, and also is a little bit slightly below average from the United States of America as well. Now, talking about hunger, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, Lynchburg has a food index score of 7.7. Compare this to the rest of Virginia, which is 8.7, is doing slightly worse, but is right above the national average of a 7.4. Also, food insecurity in Lynchburg City is 14.9% in 2023, whereas the rest of the state of Virginia was 12.1%, so having a slightly higher level of food insecurity. And then 27% of individuals living in Lynchburg qualified for SNAP programs, whereas in the rest of the state it was 39% of individuals. So a little bit less actually qualifying for SNAP, but a little bit more were struggling with some food insecurity. The real and or potential ramifications or significance of local hunger. Talking about that. So food insecurity can be related to a vast number of chronic conditions such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, cancer, and many other diseases. And it's also associated more with lower socioeconomic status and minority groups. And when individuals are struggling, especially with lower socioeconomic status, it can be harder for them to get out of that hunger and food insecurity stage because they just need to meet their basic needs first before they worry about what they're going to eat or if they're going to eat something very nutritious. Because of this, it can lead to a cycle of repeating itself and getting worse and worse. So somebody's not eating well and they have something else that they have, some basic need that they have to take care of first, and then they don't eat well with that, which then it can just keep repeating itself and repeating itself. It can also place a strain on the local community. Hunger in a local community can cause a need for further community resources, community outreach programs, and it can lead to a decreased health level in the community and poor child health, which is going to put a strain on the community as well. It can also lead to a decrease in economic output because if somebody is not feeling well because they're not eating and they're struggling to meet their basic needs, there's a less likelihood that they're going to be very productive at work or be able to work a lot, or that's just going to cause a decreased economic output for the local community. Finally, my personal response to the local hunger facts that I found for Lynchburg and how it applies to my role. So I'm in the neonatal intensive care, DNP, NNP track. So I try to relate this to the NICU. First of all, it makes me slow down any judgments or preconceived notions I might have about people, especially relating to prenatal care. So in the NICU, it's pretty common when somebody comes in when a mom comes in with no prenatal care to kind of judge. But this kind of helped me realize I should not be judging at all and slow down those judgments. A mom who's struggling with hunger, struggling with food insecurity might not be able to meet her basic needs. So of course, prenatal care is going to be the last of her concerns. She's got to do other things first to make sure that she's safe, maybe her baby's safe before she can get to that doctor's appointment. Also, maternal hunger and food insecurity is associated with higher risk of acute kidney injuries, both in the mom and in the baby. So it's just important to note as well. And especially to screen for, if the mom is at prenatal care visits, we just really need to screen for food insecurity and hunger in that mom to see what the risks are for her baby. And then finally, for NICU parents that currently have a baby there, making sure to offer program and community outreach programs, such as at our hospital, we have free meals every day for lunch for our families, or vouchers for down in the cafeteria. So making sure that they're having whatever outreach is possible. Thank you.